The question of who you're creating for is a very important one, and it's particularly interesting because adulting plays a very huge role in the kind of content that you eventually choose to put out. I mean, if it were left to all of us as children, we would go for the things that intrigue us, we would go for the things that fills our mind with wonder. But as adults, there are bills to pay, there are responsibilities to catch up to. So you're constantly torn between choosing to do the things that your heart actually wants and actually focusing on the things that will yield results in this moment. As a YouTuber, there are lots of channels that you could create. You could go for faceless channels that you know that within a few months you can gain traction. They're tested and tried methods, they are tested and tried techniques that really yield something. At the end of the day, I feel like it's important to focus on the process that you enjoy. And when I say the process that you enjoy, I say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, would you still continue to create the kind of content that you're making today, right? And I mean, it takes different forms. This may not be the final form of the content that you want to make, but if you enjoy the process of, for example, how I enjoy the process of sharing my thoughts and expressing myself, of course, this is not for me like the final form of the thing that I want to do, but it is essential that you take the steps towards embracing the things that feel original to you. There's a question of whether you want to embrace the road that's less traveled or you want to take the popular path. And at the end of the day, I feel it boils down to really thinking about why you're starting. Why did you want to pick up a camera in the first place? Is it something about yourself that you want to express? Do you want to show people your dress sense, your fashion sense? Do you have a passion for teaching people how to more productively use their time? Or you want to comment about sports or outfits or fashion trends? There's so many reasons, there's so many things that you can do. For some, it's just the idea of shooting something cinematic. For others, it's the idea of just being able to express themselves. At the end of the day, it all boils down to finding your why. One of the ways you can find your why is by exploring different kinds of content. First, you look at different kinds of content, which is, of course, you consume different kinds of content, and you try to find out what you would have wished that you made by yourself. Like, there are sometimes I'm looking at some videos, I'm like, oh, I actually wish I made it because it's really nice. It kind of agrees with, or it goes in tandem with a lot of things that I want to do long term. So those kind of give you a clue to understanding the kind of content that you want to make. And of course, you never know if you're going to enjoy the process of creating something until you start to try. And so while I say it is quite important for you to consume content, it is also important for you to create something. The more you create something, the more you actually realize whether it aligns with, your personality or it aligns with what you want to do long term. You start to get feedback and basically just understand what's the process, because ideas are pretty little things in your mind. There's no form, there's no shape, but once they start to develop, that's when you see the full scope of them. Is it a dream that's bigger than you at the present? How can you make it work? What can you start with? The most important thing is, if you want to make content to express yourself, then you shouldn't lose your voice because you're trying to catch up to trends, because you're trying to do what's popular, because you're trying to do what's acceptable and what pays the bills. But if you want to create because you have bills to pay and that's the sole purpose for your creation, then by all means, chase the trends, do what's tested and trusted, understand the market, understand what works. But for me, I think I love to express myself. I think I love to express my thoughts. I think I love to share in a sense, what I would describe as the process of becoming. Even though sometimes it feels like, oh, you don't enjoy, or I don't actually enjoy the process of sitting down at the moment, but it's something that I'm starting to be more and more comfortable doing per time. The truth is, if you're trying to create for everyone, then you're creating for no one in particular. So you just have to know your audience, you have to know the reasons why you're creating, you have to know the reasons why you're setting up the camera. And once you've decided that that is what you want to do, by all means, go for it. So yeah, it's been your boy Emmanuel here, and that's kind of all I wanted to share today. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any thoughts, don't forget to share in the comments. And until next time, over and out.